Hi everybody, Martyn at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying the stone goat. It's just a bumble type pattern. Is a good fly for the wild browns, the loch sea trout, the loch salmon, and stock rainbows will take it as well, and the reservoirs on a good wave. It's a very effective pattern. As always, I'll put the materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anybody that wants to support the channel, which will get you access to the members only fly tying classes, as well as entering you into the giveaways. You can also subscribe, hit the like button, watch the video all the way through. That all helps the channel a great deal. So I've got my hook and my vise, and this is a size 8 Kamasan B175. Tie these probably 6 down to 10. I don't really go any smaller with these. And I've just started some black uni in 8/0. So I'm going to tie this sort of the old fashioned way, because I want it to be quite a leggy palmer, and I do like when I've only got one head hackle on these leggy flies, or 2 head hackles, to get the hackles tied at the front like this before the body, because it gives you a nice small neat head very easily, because you've tied the bulk of the material along the body. So the first thing I'm tying in is my head hackle, which is a dyed blue guinea fowl. I'm going to leave between the hook eye and my thread, I'm going to leave about 1 millimetre. I'll catch that in. And then you can just sweep in and forward if you want. Take a wee turn if it's misbehaving. Sort of catch that in. My body hackles are next, so I'm going to tie in a black Chinese cock. So you don't need high quality hackles. I want something kind of long and leggy, slightly softer. It's got plenty of movement. Just check this if it's big enough. That's fine. And a magenta Chinese as well. Probably something kind of similar in size, exactly the same really. And what I'll do, before I tie them, I'll line up the tips. I'll make sure the hackle barbs, I'll find where the hackle barbs match, and then I'll strip away so I can tie them in, so they're the same length. Right. Good side towards the hook. And again, just come down the body. And I've left some of the softer hackle here. I want it to be quite mobile, and like the hennier cock hackle is what you want for these wet flies. It makes them move much better in the water. Tail, golden pheasant tippet, topping, sorry, a crest. Now, on these bigger flies I like to double them up if I've got the small feathers like this. Through here, that's too many. And then length, it's up to you. I like the tail to be a wee bit longer than the body. Right? If you want it longer than that, by all means you can. Especially on these big sort of straggly palmers, a long tail can look quite good, but it's personal preference. The fish don't really care. So come in, trim my waist, length of the body, I'll just tidy up. What's that? Guinea fowl. It can be a wee bit annoying at times, but I think it's worth it for the ease of putting in a nice wee compact head. My rib, I'm using oval gold. Now you can use small or medium on the 8. For the 6, go for medium. For the 10, it's definitely staying small. I'm using small here, but I always think of the 8 as a sort of transition size. So I've just tied that on the way back down. And then I'm ready for my body, and I've got a really dark claret here. I've actually blended it. I've blended some of Rob Denson's blood black and some of his blood claret and a wee bit of black to just darken it. And it gives you a lovely deep dark claret colour. It's just got a bit too much of the blood claret in there, so just grab a wee bit more of the blood black. Just to darken it. It's up to you how dark you want it, but I like it to be fairly dark. And then, I mean, it gives you that dark core to the body, but when the light passes through it, a fish is looking from below or seeing it from below, and the light's coming through, and you get the wee strands of the claret sticking off the body, catching the light, and it looks like it's glowing. And that's what you want, that movement and light in your wet flies. So I've dubbed that up to the body hackles. I'll just grab these by my hands. I think they're long enough, and I've got a turn. Now, if you keep your fingers kind of near where they're meeting the hook, they should stay together for you reasonably well. Right, you don't want them separating. So we've got a couple of turns. They're just separating them a wee bit. Try again. You can always just go back and try again. Sometimes just putting that wee curve in the stem helps you. So a good couple at the front. This hackle's fighting me. But what we'll just do, we'll just pinch them together. You know, you're actually softening the stem a wee bit, and it stops it trying to go its own way. 2 at the front, and we'll come down the body. How heavily you hackle it is up to yourself. I'm coming into my 4th turn on the body there. If you want it a 5th, or if you only want it 3, that's entirely up to you. So we'll get that, catch it in with the rib, just follow the hackle over the hook, and then up the body, and your evenly spaced turns, nice and tight. Come through that hackle, tie it off. Wee bit of wax. And then you can come in and take away that rib. Anything that's gone awry, right, you probably have caught some of your body hackle there. Just tease it back, got to turn the hackle or turn the thread or 2 in front, then lift the guinea fowl and put your thread in front of it. And then it's just a case of folding this as you go. And I'm going to use all of this up. I want a nice amount of the colour, and I want plenty of the long leggy feather barbs. So I'll catch this, bring it right round on the underside, catch it off. It's a bit thick, so I'll have to trim it rather than fold it back. But what we'll do, I've got a couple of thread wraps in there, and then I'm going to come in with my thumbnail and crush the stem, right, because I'm doing on this, the sort of thick spongy part, you can crush that flat, and then if you take your thread to the front, you can cover it up. Then I just like to sweep everything forward. That takes the twist out of the hackle. And then I'll brush my body. Bring that dubbing into the body hackle. And then you can just come in and snap these hackle tips away. And then whip finish and a wee coat of varnish. Snap my thread at my bobbin there, I must have a wee raggy edge. So just sweep it forward, roll it back, and there you've got the stone goat. What you need to do is varnish the head a couple of times and you're good to go. And it is a great pattern. I mean, it's just a big bumble. But Scotland, Ireland, the southern reservoirs, any big water where there's a bit of a blow and a bit of a wave, the trout will come up and eat this. So I hope that was useful, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up below and subscribe to the channel.